This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Hello, I'm Adam Ragusia. This is my dining room, and I am launching a new series with my wife, novelist Lauren Morrill. The series is called Sorry, It's Dinner. This is where we show you, the good people of the internet, the kinds of things that she and I usually cook for each other most of the time. All right, so this first one that she's going to show you, whenever she makes it, I just call it cheesy beef.
Adam got me going to the gym, and as a result, I have to pay attention and try to eat more protein. Nice. And this happened.
She didn't used to do it with these little sweet pepper rounds that she's putting in there. They just really add to it and make it slightly less dietarily atrocious. She's making sure to cut them up into pieces that are big enough that they're not going to overcook in the time that it takes to cook the beef.
All right, so one night I went to the grocery store and I came home with a pound of ground beef, and I picked this like random seasoning blend, garlic and herbs, off the shelf. So here we go.
Good story.
I was very hungry and I just needed, you know this about me, but people don't know about me that there comes a point in hunger where I lose all hope and then the ability to feed myself. And so the trick is making something to eat before I reach that point of desperation.
A pound, half a kilo of ground beef goes into the non-stick skillet. This is one of these times where having a non-stick is really useful.
All right, so I'm using this wooden spoon, right, with the raw meat to break it up.
Yes.
Does there come a point where I need to like take this spoon away and use something else because this spoon has raw meat all over it?
Well, not the tip, because the tip is getting cooked, but the shaft, the handle of the spoon you did touch.
Yeah.
Right after you touched the raw beef.
So I should probably...
That's not so great, yeah.
Okay, so once I get this all broken up, then I'll swap it out for a
Sure,
spatula.
yeah. I would have dropped the beef in, gone over and washed my hands, and then started stirring it.
But I mean, okay. No, I didn't cross-contaminate. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you did, yeah. All right, now at this point, Lauren started to get a little alarmed by the amount of liquid in the pan, and she thought it seemed like a lot of fat was coming out of the ground beef, which certainly some of it was, but I pointed out that it could also be some water that's coming out of the peppers, more pepper than she normally uses. Regardless, you do want to get a lot of that moisture out if you're going to do the cheesy trick that she's going to do at the end. You could, of course, just like pour a little bit of it out, but in paper towel, sure.
We're just going to season the hell out of it.
And this right here, when she puts the cheese in, this is when the nonstick pan gets incredibly useful, because otherwise that cheese would be sticking to the pan, it would be burning, it would be a real mess. In the nonstick, what ends up happening is that like it almost forms like a cheesy glaze across all of the chunks of beef.
I've seen a version of this as like burger in a bowl where it's like beef and cheese and you put it over lettuce and tomato, and you can make like a little Big Mac sauce to drizzle over it. And if you make the Big Mac sauce out of Greek yogurt, then it's even higher protein. But I don't want to make Big Mac sauce. I don't want to bother with lettuce or tomato, so here we are.
It may look kind of dismal, but I've got just the thing.
Oh, see, now that's haute cuisine. Beef and cheese, protein and protein.
You could say that it tastes like a deconstructed cheesesteak.
Oh man, you know who I don't want to make mad at me? Is the city of Philadelphia.
No, you don't.
So, no, this is not that.
All right, so there you go. Sorry, it's dinner. Here's another sorry, it's dinner that Lauren makes all the time, and it's actually like really, really good for you. I always feel better after I eat it.
This one, I think I actually saw some version of it in the New York Times app.
She just gets a big old sweet potato.
So you want to pick one that's kind of symmetrical. That's the word I was looking for in the grocery store. So that you can have it.
But as you can see, it turned out that Lauren could not have her potato and have it too. So yeah, when that kind of thing happens to me, what I generally do is I switch over to the old serial killer stab. You do it serial killer style with both hands on the knife handle. There's no chance that you're going to cut yourself, right?
I like your demonstration that you're not going to hack your hand off so the internet commenters don't come flying in.
Force it all the way down, keeping your other hand out of the way, and then...
Well done.
All right, a little bit of olive oil on the sweet potatoes, and then she flips it around, and then she oils the skin side too, because we try to eat like the whole thing, right? Including the skin. A lot of nutrients in that skin. Go ahead and season that too for the aforementioned reason.
So oven 450, whatever.
That would be 200 Fahrenheit, Celsius.
Yes, and then Check it after 20 minutes, probably take 30.
This was a pretty big sweet potato, so it was really 30 minutes until it got nice and tender, as indicated by giving it the old fork test.
Flip it over. That's what we like to see. Grab it and you kind of smoosh it up, right?
You know, fluffing up the flesh like she does there. I think it makes the bean layer kind of cook more into the potato and also makes it easier to get everything out in one scoop later.
Publix sells black beans in seasoned sauce. You can also find them in like a microwave pouch at other grocery stores like Cuban black beans or...
Yes, and please be sure that if you are daring to repeat us here, you're going to want a pre-seasoned can of beans, not something unseasoned. If you use unseasoned and you don't compensate for that, it's going to be... whew.
And then you can top it with any kind of cheese you want. And honestly, the little shredded bits that fall off become crispy cheese crackers, so don't worry about it. Okay, so we're going to switch the broiler on high, throw that under there. And that'll heat the beans up and then also melt the cheese.
The broiler is the grill that comes down from above, right? If you don't have that, just put it in the oven. Maybe turn the oven up really high. There we go. Sorry, it's dinner, but hey, you know what we can do?
So this one is nice because you get tons of fiber and protein. Not tons of protein, but you get protein, but tons of fiber.
You know what that is?
What?
That's good enough.
That's all you need.
That's what I'm saying. You know, it's just as simple and user-friendly as those two dishes. Squarespace, sponsor of this video, and Squarespace is way better than good enough. Let's go ahead and get started on a new website here. Let's say we want to sell our new content, me and Lauren. With Blueprint AI from Squarespace, I can just go ahead and give my site a title, Good Enough Recipes. I want it to have a friendly tone, and we'll need an intro section and a digital products section. This would just be a place where we would sell our content behind a paywall. Plenty of layout options there, but I'll go with something simple for now. Choose a color palette that looks quirky, and a font we can both live with, like that one. And it just puts it all together for you. Fly in our picture, and we'll just say, sorry, it's dinner. That's a pretty good picture, right? For that? Squarespace makes it easy to sell physical products or schedule appointments with clients, that kind of thing, but also just makes it really easy to sell your content. Things like online courses, paywalled blogs, videos, memberships. Just play with a Squarespace site. Just do it for fun. You don't even have to have your own photos. You can build incredibly elaborate things before you have to pay a dime. You just have to pay a dime when it's time to actually publish the site, and Squarespace will host the site for you once you do that. When you do that, well, think about your old buddy Goose and save a dime. That is to say, 10%. 10% off you can get on your first Squarespace website or your first domain name registry right now. Just use my code Ragusia at checkout or go to squarespace.com/Ragusia. Hey, thank you Squarespace for your support of this terrible, terrible program called Sorry, It's Dinner.